the first thing we've covered already, which is be prepared and control your environment. So the first thing is to make sure that you are controlling the environment you're in. Make sure you've got a juicer or you've got access to fresh juice and fresh vegetables. Make sure you can go to bed early. Make sure you've got the ability to sleep when you need to, because for a lot of people they will get tired and emotional and they'll need to sleep, which is why I always recommend your first fast being on a weekend. Tip number 2 is warn your friends and get support and make sure that people around you know about it. Number 3 is buy or make vegetable juice. I've got some backup juice here, so you can have V8 vegetable juice, or you can go to a local juice bar and make up juice. And I wouldn't get too particular about it having to be made slowly and having to be certified organic, and if oxygen touches it, it's a waste of time. I try to talk to people about fasting and let them know it's actually the fast itself that's what does the good. It's not so much the vegetable juice or the superfoods or whatever. It's actually taking the time out from food. So people get really particular, and particularly in the health industry, people get a tendency to get a bit OCD about it or a bit overboard, instead of just, look, I took the day off food. Massive result. Really that simple. So be gentle on yourself. Ginger tea is another one. Grating ginger into a pot, hot water, just drink that. I always do that, particularly if I'm fasting in winter, because it stimulates the toes and boosts circulation, helps remove poison. Ginger's one of the most phenomenal. It's one of the top 5 herbs used in Chinese medicine, ginger. It's in everything because it removes poisons from the body. So anything that removes poison is a good thing to take when you're fasting. So ginger is amazing because it warms you up, and you often get cold when you fast, and it removes poisons. Superfood powders like spirulina and barley grass, things like that are really good. Keeping mentally busy for some people is also a really important tip, because some people, for me, my challenging period is between 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock when I'm fasting. That's the time. If I'm going to get tempted, I find it really easy to fast all day up until about 4 o'clock. About 4 or 5 o'clock, that's the challenging time, and everyone has different times. That's the time for me. So I sometimes might make myself a nice hot carob drink. So, some soy milk or almond milk or whatever is your milk of choice, and a tablespoon of carob powder, which is a wonderful, carob is just one of those absolute superfoods that people forget about, but it's wonderful. Yeah, I'm still fasting, and I'll just have that as a nice, it's like a warming drink in the evening, and it's liquid, so I just warm it up, and it feels like a hot chocolate, even though it's, it's not a hot chocolate, but it feels lovely and soothing. So sometimes I have that when I'm fasting. And particularly longer fast, I'll get into that as well. And ideally, sometimes you'll have a potassium broth at night as well. And if you make a potassium broth, it's cooked potatoes and you just pour off the water. Very high in potassium, so it's a wonderful warming thing. And at the end of a day of fasting, having a potassium broth is just heavenly, just amazing. Brushing your teeth is really good after breakfast, lunch and dinner. And the more you get used to fasting, the less you need when you fast. I've noticed now, I find water fasting really easy. Whereas I started off and I had to have breakfast and then I couldn't wait for lunch. It would be a big juice, and then for dinner I'd have a big juice, and so initially you start off replacing what you're normally used to, but over time you get used to having less and then down to having kind of nothing. So it's a process that you go through. Start easy. Look, you've got to be gentle on yourself when you're fasting. People go too radical too fast, and never do it again, and they get extreme result. So I really recommend just loving yourself and being gentle, going easy on the fasting, just cut yourself some slack. There's plenty of days, plenty of time to fast, plenty of days, if it goes wrong, so be gentle, and it's okay to fail. That's probably the last tip, is it's really okay if it goes pear-shaped, because you know what, all that happened is you ate less, and eating less is really good. So actually, when you fail at fasting, you succeed. So you're always winning. You're always winning, exactly.